What commander are you running?
I have Kadena, I have a Yidris Super Friends.
I tried doing a Super Friends with Traxa, and it was.
My buddy plays Atraxa. We all made Super Friends decks because we're all getting ready to start a commander, almost like a YouTube series. You see Star City doing like all these really cool decks, but we're gonna do like hard budget decks and decks that we build out of control. Like I spent $500 on cards.
I've done that, yeah.
And I built the whole deck. I finished everything out. I even got like specific lands that I wanted. Like I said to myself, no, I want lands that no one else has. So I went and got new Phyrexian lands from everybody.
Ooh.
Yeah. I was just like, fuck it, I want these. So what? They're a little bit more than regular basics, but I want these.
We don't usually.
I used to have a ton of cards from New Phyrexia, but like when I moved out from the Midwest, I have to leave my cards.
Yeah, no, I get it. Sometimes you just have to let go of them, you know. It's more like, and the thing that I love more, just like even more than the game, it's trading cards with people, like getting to do a bargain with somebody. I like that.
That's like the whole spirit of the thing. It's what builds like communities and stuff.
Yeah, no, exactly. I was just telling Fubar that I bought another deck last night because I have a sickness for cardboard.
You bought what?
I bought another deck last night. A whole one. Furnished. Like, there were cards in there
like
that I definitely...
Deck?
No, I built it on my own. It was my own list, but...
you just picked out the cards. Okay.
Yeah. I was just like, nope, I finally bought everything I wanted for it. So,
like my favorite aspect is more of just like I love designing decks.
Yeah, and that's another like really fun thing of it. This was one of the first ones I built entirely on my own. Like I didn't have anyone else. I mean, I had a very little bit of input from one of my other buddies, but most of these cards I selected for a reason. I made the choice consciously as to, okay, well, this will be cool, and I want to do this thing with it and this thing with it. And I was like, all right, cool, so that all works off of each other. I built Zoxara, the Hydra that makes XX Hydras.
Yep.
And I just stacked the deck with, like, value X spells so that one of these turns I'm going to drop, like, a Torment of Hailfire for 30.
So, I guess, yeah, that's, what's your mana base like for that?
It's Sultai.
Alright.
Okay. And there's a whole bunch of cards that let me tap for extra, so.
Yes. Because I was running briefly when I was running Constructed last. I had Tron Eldrazi's.
Did you play Modern Tron Eldrazi?
Yeah, it was Modern format, but yeah, I wasn't playing in Modern tournaments.
That's like one of the best decks out there now. Green Tron Eldrazi. It's fucking dumb.
No, it would have been better if I went mono green. I went completely colorless with everything, just because I love jank.
Those are called mono brown decks now. I don't know why.
That seems weird because they stopped using brown for colorless like 20-ish years ago.
Yeah, I love that shit. I love it when someone still calls it mono brown. I'm like, that's stupid, and I love you. Thank you for bringing that back up. No, one of my other buddies plays a colorless Tron deck. That's dumb. It's really not.
I love dumb decks. I love decks that shouldn't work and will just end up doing it.
Yeah. No, that's the best one. I have a mono black in Standard that's like, I'm just going to let you beat the bag out of me, but in one turn I can turn it all around on you. If I curve out and I play Gray Merchant, I curve all the way. Yeah, I curve all the way out on turn 5, and I'm like, all right, cool. Gary hit you for 20, I win.
I've lost too frequent to Gary. Just let him go.
Yeah. It's just mono black. I'm gonna win. That's what that deck is. It's dumb, and I almost always draw into one. It's so much fun because people be like, I'm gonna do all this shit, and I'm gonna be like, I'll gain a bunch of life. You lose.
If you're into jank, I at one point I was trying to get working for EDH was Fates the Untouchable.
I'm gonna look into that.
Yeah, no, it's absolute jank.
We're taking suggestions for like all kinds of commanders, like things that people want to see. We currently have access to, with my 5th one, John is building his 6th one, I think. 6th or 7th. The other like 2 or 3 kids, between all of us, we have access to like 50 decks to play. And we're gonna do like a show about it, just reasons why we're playing certain cards and fun things that we've found. And it's not gonna be like playing with power, which is just dudes waiting to play Magic. I hate it. They all play blue and they all have counter spells, so they just wait until someone sets off the daisy chain, and then it's a bunch of explosive plays. And it's like, okay, cool. That was a 5-minute game of Commander.
I will say that's a lot of my games.
Like in Uno, when you squirrel away a bunch of like reverse cards and skip cards.
Yeah,
exactly.
Oh my Christ!
Exactly.
Me and Michael would have these epic Uno games sitting at the kitchen table while hammered, where it would turn into strings of reverse cards and draw cards.
Yeah, we had some pretty cutthroat house rules for Uno.
But that is pretty much Mike. That's pretty much playing blue.
Yeah. So we've been recording for a good 10 minutes at this point.
And it's just been a couple of Magic nerds talking about Magic.
Yeah, we usually don't open with Magic the Gathering. It's usually in there somewhere, but...
That's very true. But no, everyone should just be on the lookout for the show. We're working details out, so be on the lookout. Maybe not till later this year, but be on the lookout.
I don't know a lot about Magic, but I'm excited for it.
So, speaking of... No, go ahead, John.
No, just all I was going to say is it's definitely going to be, it'll be worth watching, I guess. Well, sounds like.
So, I want to lead with something for a change.
Okay. Open it up for us, Fatty. We should mention first that we are joined this evening by Sean Fubar Senecal, his first appearance on Keeping Up with the Fatness. Welcome, Sean.
And thank you for having me.
It's good to have you. I haven't spoken to you in quite some time.
Oh, God, I know. It's been since Mikey's wedding.
Yep. That's a long time. But I want to lead off with a Star Wars related thing because I'm super fucking excited about it. If you could see me in my truck right now, like I'm doing little dances, and I think my neighbors think I'm crazy. But they are releasing an Ace Combat style Star Wars dogfighting game. It is.
I'm sorry, Patty, but it's like, so I'm walking right now.
Uh-huh.
And like every time you start talking, the loudest cars drive by.
Well, it seems fair. Did you not hear anything I said?
I heard that you were very excited, and I heard the word Star Wars.
Okay, so you know how much I love Ace Combat.
Oh, yeah, yes. Squadron.
That dogfighting game? Squadrons.
Yeah.
Dude, they're doing that finally for Star Wars, and I cannot tell you how fucking excited I am, because not only are they, like, making a game where I get to fly around and fight other things in a TIE fighter or in an X-Wing or in an A-Wing and so on and so forth, but there's two fucking stories because it's the Empire and the Rebellion.
Oh, nice. I didn't actually watch the trailer. I just saw, like, that it was a thing, that it existed.
I am so ready for this game to be released that people are going to lose me for months.
Yeah, I'm not even that big into, like, flight sims, but I'm pretty excited for it.
I used to be. I used to be. I still have a joystick so I can go back and play like X-Wing Alliance.
Yeah,
Nice.
I was gonna say, did you guys ever play the like X-Wing TIE Fighter game? Like back in the day?
No, I didn't.
Those are like up there with some of the best Star Wars games ever made.
I used to wreck the MSN gaming zone.
I remember,
Sean,
what game was it that we had installed on like the network at the high school?
Oh, the one I installed in like every computer ever. I don't remember, but it was...
Wing?
No, it was some World War I flight sim.
It was like this ridiculous, you had like these crazy planes. If it wasn't Pilot Wings, it was similar. But I remember every time somebody would find out about it and get rid of it, we would reinstall it.
Oh, it's even worse than that. I had the install files on my H drive at school. So any computer I was on had it.
Yeah.
Nice.
And so I remember doing like massive LAN parties while everybody was in study hall.
Yeah. I remember one of the special ed rooms had, I think it was a PlayStation 2 hooked up, so we'd go up there and play Grand Theft Auto all the time. It was Mr. Knopfsinger's room. The Knopf.
Well, that sounds like a great use of school time. You guys are my heroes.
So the first DLC for Pokemon Sword and Shield dropped yesterday.
Nice.
I'm not interested.
It's really good so far. I've only put in a few hours, but it's really good so far. You can have your Pokemon follow you out of its ball again, like they brought that back.
Cool.
And the world space you're playing in is like a true open world. You control the camera and everything, which shouldn't be that exciting, but the fact that they didn't let you do it, except for this one specific spot in the base game, makes it pretty cool that you're allowed to do it.
I don't know, man. I'm still just interested in my original Pokemon. I'm not a big fan of all these different new Pokemon. I hate to be that guy but whatever.
Well, I have a Squirtle. I've got a Charmander. Actually, I have a Wartortle now.
Nice.
He evolved. I've got a Charmander.
Good.
I've got Pikachu. I got a bunch of first-gen Pokemon in Sword and Shield. And you can still trade up from earlier generations.
Like I
get it.
I need to trade up to the Switch because I still have I got stuff from that I've caught in Gen 1 in my Pokebank on my DS.
Yeah, as long as you can get it up to DS or probably 3DS at this point. As long as you can get it up through the generations, you can then bank it with Pokemon Home and trade it into Sword and Shield.
Nice.
But speaking of old school Pokemon, I have a BitBoy Pocket Go on its way in the mail.
Nice.
This little guy will run Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, NES, SNES, Sega Genesis, Sega Master System, Sega Game Gear. In theory, it will run PS1 and N64, but I haven't seen a single review that says it does it well. But I'm going to be playing some old school Pokemon pretty soon.
Nice.
Yeah.
I used to have it installed on an emulator in my phone.
Yeah.
Like,
screw that. I still got a copy of Blue.
I've got a copy of Gold at home. It's plugged into my Game Boy Advance. Its battery died, though, so I can't actually do anything with it.
Kind of the same. And my GBA, like, the D-pad sucks on, so I don't use it anymore.
My GBA works fine. The right shoulder button gives me issues. Like, you got to, like, really jam it down to get it to respond in any way.
Oh, that's, it's... Go ahead.
I don't have the original cartridge games anymore. I wish I did, but I don't. When I was living in New Hampshire, I found there was a, not a thrift store, but like an antique store that had a bunch of gaming supplies for some reason. And that's actually where I picked up my copy of Blue, and I picked up a copy of Link to the Past there, too. Nice.
So there's this site, I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but you can get like a restored, customized, like original Game Boy from them. They do Game Boy, they do Game Boy Color, Game Boy Pocket, GBA. You can get them backlit. You can get them with rechargeable batteries.
Oh, there's also there's a comic book store in Worcester that at least if it's still around does that too. I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah.
Save the Princess?
No.
That's Entertainment.
That's Entertainment.
That's Entertainment is the one I'm thinking of.
I used to play Magic there.
I used to go there with Billy Hines and Alex Kamek from time to time.
Yeah, because I briefly had a refurbished NES from there, and it ran well.
Yeah. The problem is, like, even you got to get them like fixed up, because at this point, like, it doesn't matter how good care you took, like they're not really going to work very well.
No. So I want to tell everyone a story about something that happened to me that made me no, never mind. I completely forgot what I was talking about.
I do it all the time.
It's been a long day.
Yeah, I just got off a 10-hour shift.
Oh.
No, I'm right there with you.
Getting a kitten on Sunday, though.
No shit.
Sorry, what was that?
Yeah, we're bringing him home. It's an adorable little tabby.
That's awesome. Nice. What's his name?
Loki.
Nice.
Yeah. Melissa named him, actually.
Nice.
Loki's her favorite character in the MCU.
It's a good choice.
Well, yeah, it's not a bad choice.
No. For a cat, Loki's a pretty perfect name.
Should have been Captain America, but whatever.
Oh, we already got a cat named Steve, man.
Oh, it's true. So they're also releasing a new version of Pokemon Snap.
Yes, that
I heard that a lot.
For.
That I am down for. It's really making me want to buy a Switch.
Switch
like
only $200. You can't put it up on the TV,
I know.
But
whatever. No, I've wanted handheld anyway.
Yeah, I never dock my Switch ever. It's always handheld.
I always told myself that only when they really make me want one will I buy one. And it's getting really tough not to buy one.
For me, that was Pokemon Let's Go. That's what broke me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I thought Breath of the Wild was going to break me, but then I just never thought about it again.
Breath of the Wild, let me tell you, I've never beat a Zelda game. Breath of the Wild, I beat it. It's a masterpiece. It's an amazing game. The only downside is once I finished the game, I had no desire to go back to it. It's like a really great game from beginning to end, and then there's no, post-game, what they do, they revert your save back to before you finish the game. They don't let you just keep playing beyond the end.
You got no new gameplay. Yeah, well, that's pretty common for Zelda, though.
Yeah. It's just if they're trying to move into the modern world, and they did a great job with this beautiful open world. With a modern open world game, you want to keep playing, even when you finish the story.
Because I think I would absolutely love to play it, because I've always loved the Zelda series, but I don't think I've played a new one since Link Between Worlds.
Was that Super Nintendo? Or
Link Between Worlds is the 3DS one that happens to be on the same map as Link to the Past.
Okay, yeah. I've got a DS. I got that in the last few years. I've never used a 3DS.
Me either. I don't know. Once I had a phone that I could put any game I wanted on, I stopped using handheld devices.
Well, that depends, because emulation sometimes sucks.
Yeah. It's just I don't like using touchscreen controls. So and I played, obviously I've always had emulators on my computers and stuff, but it's just something about having a dedicated handheld to play handheld games.
Yeah.
And the Pocket Go is on sale right now for $32. So.
That's decent, because I don't want to have to refurbish my GBA.
It's normally up to $50, I think, is its regular price, which is still a really good price for something like that. But it's basically, you remember the Game Boy Micro? The little tiny Game Boy Advance? It is slightly larger than that. And it's got the same sideways orientation.
That's impressive, considering how many cartridges you can shove in that.
Yeah. Well, it's an emulator system, so it doesn't take cartridges.
All right.
They have those. Those are really expensive.
Then it's less impressive.
Yeah. Womp womp. I have started I'm working through Fable, the whole Fable saga again. And I just beat Fable 2, and I'm working my way into Fable 3. So if we're talking about games we can return to.
Yeah. I am pretty close to finishing Red Dead 2, finally.
Nice.
Yeah. It's an amazing game.
I should probably get it at some point.
It's very good. Rockstar, they've been making, GTA 5 was a really great story. A lot of fun. Red Dead is cinematic. It's you feel feelings playing this game.
It's one of those lists. It's been on my list to something I need to buy and play for a while. I have a tendency to buy a bunch of just buy all the games that are on sale ever and never play them though. Yeah,
that's the Steam curse. I actually have shit tons of games on Switch. I played for a little while and then never touched again.
Well, my PlayStation, it was for a while, it was just I just collected games on Steam. Now my PlayStation's like that too.
Mm-hmm. I got PlayStation now, so that's pretty cool. I've just got a library of games I can go to at any time.
Every once in a while, I go for that. I tried playing Ni no Kuni off it.
Yeah, I keep meaning to check that out.
Yeah, I didn't like the motion controls for Ni no Kuni.
Oh, I didn't know that there were motion controls. Motion controls, I have mixed feelings about generally.
Yeah. But because of the release of the Final Fantasy VII remake, I've been replaying like all the Final Fantasy games I own.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Which is mainly like at this point 7, 10, 10-2, and 15. But you know,
I only own Final Fantasy IX right now.
I can Final Fantasy IX, but
don't get me wrong.
I can honestly
Final
tell
Fantasy
you.
7, you can honestly tell me what?
That I have never played a Final Fantasy game.
Ugh.
I have never once played one. I have no interest in playing one.
You're not a JRPG guy?
Not my style.
Play 15.
Yeah,
No.
I think you actually probably get into 15.
No, I will not.
Because the gameplay, for the current generation of Final Fantasy, the gameplay is completely different. 15's an open world.
15 is very
long as all hell.
It is. Also, but like, also like the you hit a certain point in the game, you go like, hey, like I'm halfway through this game, and it just ends like 2 chapters later. But 15 is like, it's also has a very different feel for most Final Fantasy games because like the whole point of it is you're like on a road trip with your bus buds.
Yeah. Just some bros in the car. They can fly.
Okay.
And you can customize your paint job.
Yes.
Oh.
I'm ashamed to admit that my paint job right now is Cindy.
My paint job was pretty sick. I had some nice racing stripes that were like off center.
No, not my style.
But like Final Fantasy IX is hands down my favorite in the series.
I can't really say because before 15, I have never beaten a Final Fantasy game.
7 and 9 are the only ones I've beaten.
Yeah, I have so many copies of 7. It's my favorite game that I've never actually played.
Yeah. And it's now available on just every single console.
Yeah, I have one on Steam and I have one on PlayStation, and I actually have 2 copies of the remake.
I haven't checked out the remake yet. I played the demo. It was fun, but I don't know, something about it being 1/3 of the entire game. Like, I get that they took that 1/3 and expanded it into an entire game, but
yeah. I mean, I've already poured like 50 hours in that.
Yeah.
No, I'm more in.
Sorry. Go ahead. Then I've got
exciting
news that I read.
Okay. I'm very interested in the Mass Effect remake.
Yes.
As am I.
Definitely check those out.
That's my only way. Those are like my go-to games. I've beaten that game like 7 times.
Have you done all the DLC for it too?
Yep.
Because, like, all right, I got all my friends out here into Mass Effect, but none of them have played the Citadel DLC.
Mhm.
And I love the Citadel DLC. I just love it because it's the only part of the Mass Effect.
It's like a sitcom episode, isn't it?
Yes, but it's the only part of like Mass Effect where they really like did like they just. It was sort of a love affair. Like they thought this was going to be the last thing they ever produced for it. Mm-hmm. So it's sort of like this whole love letter, but also realizing like it's kind of like we can poke fun of ourselves now too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what's your exciting news?
So you know how it's the 40th anniversary of Empire Strikes Back this year?
Yes.
Looks like they're going to be doing a theatrical release, the 4K edition.
Oh God.
Yeah. So it's officially confirmed for UK theaters. No date for American theaters yet. But the UK theaters
What?
have a reopening date, so it'll be out in the UK in July.
Oh God.
And I would assume, like, they're not going to not do it in America.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that would be criminal.
Yeah.
That actually makes me extremely excited.
A little bit of trivia I found out the other day. You know, Irving Kershner directed Empire.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what other famous sci-fi sequel he directed?
No.
Mm-mm.
RoboCop 2.
No shit.
Yes. Empire Strikes Back and RoboCop 2. Same guy.
That's excellent. Those are both, I mean, RoboCop 2 is a great movie, too.
Like, two very different films.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I was an adult before I realized that RoboCop's supposed to be a comedy.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
I thought it was just, like, super cheesy, but it's on purpose.
Yeah, that's everything Paul that's everything Paul Verhoeven's ever produced.
Yeah.
If you can enjoy almost every single one of his movies as just a cheesy action flick, and then you can also enjoy it as like comedic satire on American culture.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking like I always my favorite thing about RoboCop is that you just absolutely cannot take it seriously.
Yeah.
Like if you like Sean said, if you watch it from the full comedy angle of it, you notice completely different things than you would notice watching it as an action movie.
Yeah.
Quality shit.
Well, I mean, like, the other big one is, like, I've had many arguments with people about, like, Starship Troopers. I love Starship Troopers.
Yeah.
It's dumb. It's
Yeah.
dumb.
No,
I love it,
Troopers
though.
is such a good movie. Oh, that's on Netflix. I keep meaning to watch it.
I saw it on Netflix and I was like, well, that's 2 hours of my life.
So in my downtime, if I'm not playing video games, I tend to be watching King of the Hill these days.
Yep.
But Melissa and I just started rewatching Hannibal because that's on Netflix now. That was a great show.
I just started Futurama over.
Okay. I haven't watched Futurama in a long time.
Like, I've watched it all the way through at least completely once.
Yeah.
And I can say without a doubt, it's probably one of my favorite animated TV shows ever.
Yeah. Yeah. The Comedy Central seasons, I'm not in love with.
Yeah.
It's like it's the same thing that happened with Family Guy. When you take the censors, when you take away like the overbearing censors, you tend to kind of go overboard.
Yeah.
And it's like everybody sort of turns into South Park. It's just like South Park is its own thing. It can be what it is. I'm not a fan, but I get it. But it's like that style of comedy doesn't work for everything.
Yeah, I don't like dislike South Park. I can say I've never watched it faithfully.
I've seen the movie, and I've seen probably 4 or 5 episodes scattered across the last 20 years.
I come back to it every once in a while.
I've seen the movie. I've seen the movie, and I have seen, a handful of seasons or a handful of episodes. But like what I've watched, I've always found funny. So.
Yeah.
I should watch Futurama. Me and my roommate have been just watching, like, because he got HBO Max, we've been watching Fresh Prince. I'm trying not to get HBO Max. Like I talk myself out of it constantly. Because like I want to watch Friends whenever I want to, But
yeah.
I don't want to have to wait till 10 o'clock at night on Nickelodeon.
And I'm like, I'm sitting there We're sitting there one day, we're watching Fresh Prince. We just got Taco Bell. I look up and I'm going like, holy shit, it's the 90s again.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like all the greatest sitcoms of the 90s were owned by Warner Brothers. And that's what you find out when you see the lineup for HBO Max.
Yep. Nope, I completely agree with that.
But I'm excited. Like, I want to see the Snyder Cut, which they're doing as a miniseries.
They're doing what?
The Justice League Snyder Cut, like
Okay.
the director's cut of the Justice League movie. But they're
I don't think there's a cut of that
miniseries.
I don't think there's a cut of that movie that makes it good.
So apparently, like, I doubt it's gonna be good because I don't like Zack Snyder. But like, Justice League was, like, compared to Batman versus Superman, Justice League was a masterpiece. Like, I thought it was a lot of fun.
Okay, but now you're comparing two turds.
Yeah. But one of them is a well-polished turd. We're going to give it a fresh sheen on HBO Max. Henry Cavill's coming back for reshoots. Henry Cavill is coming back in general. Henry Cavill's Superman again.
All right.
He is likely
I
not
don't wanna get
doing his own solo movies, but, like, he's going to show up. They're comparing him to, like, the way that Tony Stark would show up in all the MCU movies.
All right, I get it.
Yeah. Henry Cavill, like, his movies, maybe they were horseshit, but he was always great. Henry
He was.
Cavill
No,
great.
I'll give him that. He was
I'd
a
say the
solid
same for Ben
Superman
Affleck.
too. Yeah, I guess.
Like, he looks like Superman.
No, I agree. Yep. I absolutely loved him as the Witcher.
Yes.
Everybody did.
What's amazing about The Witcher is how much he loves The Witcher. Like,
Yeah.
he's a hardcore Witcher fanboy. I love that when they were filming, they kept having to, like, change out his costume because his muscles would burst through it. All right, gentlemen, I'm getting close to home and I'm getting low on battery.
All right. Well then.
Well, I
Yeah,
would say that we've
Been
done
about
a
40
very
minutes.
good job. Yep.
Yeah, we call it a quickie, but it's almost the full episode.
Almost.
Almost. But it's been a good time. This was a good one.
Indeed.
It's been nice hearing from you guys again.
It was good talking
Yeah,
to you, sir.
So either Monday or Tuesday we'll start our campaign. Just Riley just has to check his schedule, figure out which of those 2 nights works for him.
All right, man.
I got to remember to send you some messages because I have some questions that later.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
All right.
what's awesome about the system is that it is largely improvisational. So, like, there's a lot of stuff you just sort of make it up on the fly. But yeah, whatever questions you have, text me and we'll iron stuff out.
All right.
All right, sounds good.
All right. So take care.
I'll see you boys
Later,
later.
guys.